Welcome to my new guide for the t-34-85 D-5T at the BR 5.3. A beautiful tank, but so tough to play. It is a Russian medium tank with almost no armor. The front hull armor can easily be penetrated. You might bounce a shot when you angle it and don't show your side armor, but I wouldn't rely on that. The commander's hatch is a huge weak spot and the turret armor isn't that good as well. Only some enemies with weaker guns like the 75mm Jumbo might have some trouble to destroy it, and we all know that sometimes the Russian tanks have some bouncy armor. But again, I don't count on that. I tried to play it from further away and snipe with it. The velocity of the shell isn't that good for sniping, and the accuracy also gets worse at around 600 meters. In addition, we have almost no gun depression like most of the Russian tanks, and therefore it is hard to find a good position around capture points. But the t-38-85 D-5T has two advantages we can use to make this tank work. It has a really good mobility and the ammunition is devastating. Not in terms of penetration, but the after penetration damage. I go with the stock round. You can penetrate armor up to 145mm, and with the explosive filling of 74 gram of TNT equivalent, you have a good potential to take out enemies in a single shot. For comparison, the shell of the Panthers have a higher penetration value, but only around 30 gram of TNT equivalent. The other shell you can research has even more filling, 164 gram of TNT equivalent, but comes with a little less penetration value. So how can we make this tank work for us? Tip number 1. Be sneaky. What does that mean? In my other videos I recommend to use my key positions that focus on capture points. This also means that at some point in the match the enemy will know where you are. But with the t-34-85 D-5T I had the best matches as I went beyond my recommended key positions and awaited the enemy at intersections while being in cover. Reminder, you need the cover because you have no armor and no gun depression to go hull down. Also, the tank has no stabilizer and not the fastest reload, so you need to make sure that the enemy you shoot at will be destroyed right away, or that you have planned a good escape route in case the enemy is still alive. In addition to the planned escape route, you want to think twice if you should shoot at an enemy. When there are two hostile tanks in a row, focus on the second one, even if that means you have to let an enemy pass. Make sure to highlight it for your teammates. When the enemy knows where you are, use your good mobility and relocate. Don't get me wrong, some key positions I recommend work, but you have to make sure that you are able to escape, that you can protect your tank with solid cover, and that you are able to peek and boom. Tip number 2. Peek and boom. As most of the Russian tanks, the t-34-85 D-5T has no gun depression, but a good mobility and reverse speed. The tank has some height and therefore you need to check if the solid cover you use really protects your tank. Or you can use a teammate that actually has some armor and peek and boom behind him. Make sure to give him some space to maneuver. Tip number 3. Use the mobility. The tank really has a good mobility, and for most of the other tanks that I play, I recommend to go to a key position and stay put as often as possible. But since I have to play more sneaky with this tank, I want to get fast to a good position or even behind the enemy. Sometimes you might get destroyed while doing so, but it would be a pity to waste the potential of this tank. I hope you liked this video. Like, subscribe and leave a comment if you want to, and join my Discord server for more information and to connect with other players. Hope to see you in game soon.